Good morning to everyone, or good afternoon, I guess. It's noon Eastern Standard Time, or Atlanta time, or Mandy time, as Robin calls it, here on Split Radio. And I'm here with the many loved. My name's Mandy Comet, and I am your host for the show. Here on our amazing Split Radio, sex positive, lifestyle inclusive talk radio. Um, we have a mission to bring you inclusive, sex positive content uh, in a very accessible way. Here on the Many Loves Lunch Hour, we talk about all things ethical non monogamy related. Um, and we try not to do it too terribly seriously. There's other formats for that. Um, I do not have any letters behind my name, but I do have over 20 years experience in non-monogamy, and everything I do comes from experience and my personal opinion. So there's your caveat. This is only our second show, our second week on the station. Um, just making sure that the comments were on. This is only our second week on this station, and we're really super excited to be on this. I say we, and I'm me and my family, and Robin, who's also family, who helps co-found the station. So we're super excited to be on Split Radio and have this as an option. And we today, can you tell I'm a little out of it today? Today we're going to talk about polysaturation. What it is, what does it look like, how do we avoid it, how many is too many. So I want to, and I'll say this later too. As always, I invite your comments and your questions and your critiques. Please comment below the video, and I will put it up on the screen. Robin says she just wanted to share. With our new Split Radio program, our new Split Radio platform, you can now access live captions and subtitles. I don't know if that's something I have to do or if that's something that is an option on your screens, but that's freaking awesome that we have live captions and subtitles. Like I said, we try to be as inclusive as possible with all of our content and all of our shows. Let me first, and again, please bear with us because we are new to this platform and to this streaming platform. We use Restream, and so we're new to the station platform. We're new to the streaming platform. We're working out the bugs and the kinks. Not all the kinks, but most of the kinks. So we, in the coming weeks, I'm currently filming an intro for the show. So it won't just open with me awkwardly looking at you and telling you good morning. And then we are also going to be able to put our sponsor spots up on the screen, so you will be able to see graphics and they're just tiny sponsor spots. I don't want to call them commercials because they're not as long as commercials. I'm not going to make you look at a commercial for 30 seconds. So for now, Robin says that you can turn them on, that the viewer can turn them on, so you all can turn them on. For now, I have figured out how to do this. So let me talk about my sponsors real quick. First, we've got onecondoms.com. You can go to myonecondoms.com and download the fit kit and figure out your precise fit of condom that will make your sex life way better. People don't like condoms. I get it, but it's because you don't have the right fit. Go to myonecondoms.com, download the fit, find the right fit. They have over 60 different sizes. Once you find the right fit, go over to onecondoms.com, use my promo code Many Loves for 15% off your order. And they've got amazing lube too. They have this great Move lube that is awesome. And we try to do giveaways, one condom giveaways that will include the lube and a 12-pack of condoms and some condom containers, which are amazing. These things hold 4 condoms and protect them. It's metal. So you don't have to worry about your condoms being hurt in your purse or your pocket or what have you. It protects them. I love those things. So download your fit kit, fit your junk, order some condoms that fit and change your sex life. Once you do that, hop over to adamandeve.com where you can use my promo code MLLH for 50% off almost any one item and free shipping. You also get a couple free things like free, I don't even know what they are. I think that it's some porn and some little gadgety dudes, widgets. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I should though. I should figure it out. But yes, go over to adamandeve.com. They've got anything that you can as far as adult toys, novelty items, lingerie, apparatuses. I don't know what the plural for that is. Sex swings, y'all. They got sex swings. Anything your heart desires to pump up the heat in your bedroom or wherever you're fucking. So hop over to Adam and Eve and use that promo code and you'll get 50% off almost any one item. And that's big. Like, I mean, it can be big. You can use it on something little. And last but not least, I want to talk about Poly.com, the podcast where we question everything in your name. I co-host with Michael Haig and Sarah Lucas, and we can be found at probablypoly.com or on Facebook at Probably Poly and on Instagram at Probably Poly as well. I'm not 100% sure on that one. But we just put out a new episode. Yay! We just put out a new episode, and it is called Overrated Sex Positions. It is our 69th episode, so we talk about the most overrated sex position, which is 69, and other overrated sex positions. It's fucking hilarious. Go check out that episode. Go check out others. Others are way more informative and way smarter and just more I don't want to say academic, but they're just smarter. This one we had a lot of fun with, and it was a lot of fun to do. It was a lot of fun to listen to. So go check that out. You can listen to that on either of those website or on Facebook. And then you can also check us out on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Spotify. We stream on all those. So let me switch this back. If I can. Go here, there, and bring my chat box up. Yay! Okay. I'm going to show you this one. Grayson says, I've got the captions, but I've got like everything in my life set to captions. Same. I cannot watch. Like, it's really hard for me to watch TV or a movie now without having the captions on. I don't know what that is. I don't know why. I'm going to say it one more time. On my other show used to get aggravated with me because I said this so much. But I this show is a lot about the listeners, and I couldn't do it without the listeners. So I encourage you all to question, comment, and critique when you feel the urge to. If you've not signed up with Restream, uh, you don't have to, and your comment will come through as anonymous to me. Um, Otherwise, go set up with Restream, and you'll be able to see your name, and I'll be able to see your name, and I'll know who I'm talking to. But you don't have to if you don't want to. I think that's all the housekeeping. Besides Plug and Robin show, which is right after mine, Sex with Robin at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, 10 p.m. Vancouver time. Is it Pacific time? I think it's Pacific time. Robin time. 1 p.m. Mandy time, 10 a.m. Robin time. So make sure you check out her show. She is doing her show's on today, but not the D you think. It's the discipline D in BDSM. She is breaking down all the letters for you in these next few shows, and doing them all individually so people can understand what BDSM means. And some of the letters have two different things that they mean. So Robin's going to go into all of that. She started last week with bondage, which was amazing. It was fun to watch the ropes and the ties and all that fun stuff. So make sure you check her out directly after this show here on Split Radio. And if you don't already follow our groups, I have a Many Loves Lunch Hour group on Facebook that you'll get notifications for new shows and promos and things like that I'm having, and what our show content is going to be the next week if I'm on it, because sometimes I'm not. And then Robin has Sex with Robin, her group, and you will get the same thing over there. You'll get show notifications, and you'll get sponsorship posts and content as well. So I think that's everything. I've had a kind of a rough week this week. My big kids have had a rough week. So, and anybody knows that when your kids have your loved ones, it doesn't have to be your kids, but when your loved ones have a rough time, you have a rough time too. So my heart is with my big kids this week. They've had some losses in their lives that have really devastated them. So, and it's been back-to-back stuff. It's been rough. So, that being said, bear with me because I am a little off today. And it's Monday, and aren't we all a little off on Mondays? Like, as a rule, in general, we're off on Mondays. I'm not like off work, I wish, but like off kilter. So, we're going to talk about polysaturation today. This was, I believe, a topic that would be one of the listeners. They gave me, I don't know what the pronoun, what Jenny's pronouns are. They gave me a whole slew of topics, great topics, and polysaturation was one of them. So I wanted to make sure we do it because it's important. It's important to know when you're polysaturated, what to do when you're polysaturated, how to prevent it. What even is it? What is polysaturation? It's one of those made up words for our community, like metamor and all compersion and words that you wouldn't know if you weren't part of the community and if you weren't ethically non-monogamous or polyamorous. You wouldn't know it. Newer people are probably not going to know what polysaturation means. So, to be saturated is that you have reached your limit of partners that you are able to nurture. You are Go nurture your partners. Let me rephrase that. You have hit your number of relationships that you have the capacity to nurture at one time. I like that better. And that can look very different for different people. That can look, it can look different for one person depending on what types of relationships you have. If you have all long distance relationships and they don't require as much connection, they don't require as much communication, then, polysaturated might look like 10 partners for you. That seems so incredibly overwhelming to me because my polysaturation level is much lower than that. But say that you prefer cohabitating with your partners. So maybe your polysaturation level is 2 or 3. Or if you have different types of relationships where you date and then you have a long distance relationship and then you have a boyfriend that lives in like the next town over, you have a partner that lives in the next town over. You could, that could look like polysaturated to you. It looks different in different scenarios, of course. So, brain fart. We're going to talk this up into the not good shows for Mandy. I just completely lost my fucking train of thought. Okay, we'll just jump then. Okay, so when I get asked this a lot from muggles, from people, we're watching right now. My family and I like to binge watch shows during dinner, and right now we're watching the Harry Potter movies. So I'm using that term a lot more. I've not seen anything past like the third movie, so I started watching them, and I'm using the term muggle a lot more, and I think it's hilarious because I used to laugh at people when they would use that term. But people who are not polyamorous, or people who are not ethically non-monogamous, I get I get like the regular questions, the slew of questions. Maybe I should do a show on that. Like, what are the questions that you get when you come out? And like good responses for them, because people like to have those like loaded and ready to go. But one of the questions that I get is, well, how many partners do you want? Like, how do you know when you've got enough partners? Or how do you know, like how it's about the quantity of the partners for them. So there's like, how do you have like 50 partners, or do you, or how do you handle 3 partners? The quantity of my partners for something is always a question, which I always find fascinating. Because I've never ever looked at somebody who had 5 kids and, oh my God, 5 kids? How do you love them all? Like, how do you spend specific time with each of them, and how do you, nurture each relationship with your children? I don't know. I just never asked that. And that's kind of what I compare the endless, I don't want to say endless supply of love. No, I have an endless supply of love. I don't want, I, I compare it to having kids because just because I had one kid and I loved him more than I thought I could love anything, any person, or any human, anything more in my life. And then I had another child, and I loved him more than anything, more than, and I didn't stop loving the other one, or even like take love away from that one to give to the other child. That's not a thing. So I compare it to that because that's how ethical non-monogamy and polyamory specifically. That just because I have one partner that I love so incredibly much doesn't mean that I can't have another partner that I love so incredibly. It doesn't take away any of this partner's love to love her. And it doesn't take away any of that partner's love to love another partner. But there is a time, so our love may be infinite, but our time is finite. Our hours of the day is finite. There's only so many, especially if you have kids, because then you have to split that time with the kids too. Sorry, my lipstick is corners of my mouth is not good. So you have to split that time with your kids too. So they're kind of like partners as well, right? Because they're a priority. They're a priority for me. They're a priority above my partners. I'm their primary, so they have to be. But when figuring out time and how much time you can spend with partners, you've got to factor that in. You've got to factor work in, right? Like most of us work X amount of hours a week. Sometimes some of us work X squared amount of hours a week. Some people don't have the energy, like the physical or mental energy to take on a multitude of partners, more than a couple or more than 5. Or so polysaturation looks different for everyone. And I would say that people with younger kids may hit a saturated mark quicker than people say that without kids, or even people who have older kids, because it's now to date. That so there doesn't have to be somebody at the house with. So I want to know from the listeners what polysaturation looks like to you. What is your cat? Currently, I have 5 partners, varying dynamics, and I am good. I am saturated right now. I don't have the time or the energy to add another partner. So to me, 5 is my polysaturation, and that is only because one's long distance, and doesn't require a ton of communication. We don't have a lot of like we have to touch base. I have another long distance partner that is the same way. I have my long distance partner is very much the same way. And then I have a local partner that I see on a fairly regular basis, once or twice a week. And then I have a partner that I see, you know, all the time. Well, when we're not working. But so I would love to know your polysaturation limits and what it looks like for you to be polysaturated. Is it 3 long distance partners? Is it 2 local? What does that look like for you? And what is enough, right? Because we get asked that question, like what is enough for us? And I would say there's the answer. People say that when my needs are being met, when all my needs are being met, then that's enough. I don't particularly care for that answer because I don't like to put as a general rule, I like to put the responsibility of the fulfillment of my partners. But some people do, and there's to each his own. So, my phone is blowing up, y'all. I gotta make sure there's no emergencies. There's no emergencies. No emergencies. So if nobody's gonna talk to me, I feel very alone. No. I know this is gonna be listened to later. And wow, Grayson, thank you. I was going to say, I know this is going to be listened to later too. So if you're listening to the recast of this, please put your comments in and tell me what your saturation level looks like. And I'm going to try and go back to see what everybody says. I don't like that it doesn't put your whole comment on here. Grayson says, I have 4 partners, all with very different relationships. I just moved across the country with my nesting partner. So the other 3 are long distance. So they're super long distance. Are they back in you were in Idaho, right? Yeah. I think that says LD, but it could say Idaho or in Idaho. My health plays a big part in my saturation level. I don't feel like giving my current, then I'm gonna take it off and read the rest of it over here. Giving my current, I think that's supposed to be partners, what they deserve. So I absolutely am not looking for any additional. Right. That's you bring up a great point, Grayson. That's another way we can tell that we're saturated because our partners are communicating to us that maybe they're not getting the time or the things that they need from you because you have too many partners at the moment. So that might be a reason to maybe de-escalate some of the other relationships or reassess your time. See if you can't figure out a way to readjust schedules so the people who want more time are getting more time, and if you want more time with other people, that they're getting, that you're able to give them more time. I know that I'm in the same boat with you, Grayson, that my mental is a huge part in my saturation level. I don't have the mental energy for any more partners right now. I don't know that I have the mental energy even to escalate any of the relationships that are like long distance or something like that. yeah, I just don't. I think that everything is. I think all the plates are spinning, and I'm right now. That isn't to say that I'm not going to drop a plate at some point because I am notorious for that. So, oh, Grayson says two partners in Idaho and one in Seattle. We're working on scheduling and health stuff. We'll get better soon. Ish. Right. And this pandemic, if we could get through this pandemic and, you know, if we could come out the other side of it, if people could do what they're supposed to do and help us get through this stupid pandemic, then seeing long distance partners will be a lot easier. Traveling will be a lot easier. Um, so yeah, and so hopefully you will get to see your other partners soon, Grayson. Um, I want to know how that was leaving the and and you know we can talk about this offline. If you want to answer me on the radio, that's fine. Uh, but leaving the partners that you had there to move across the country with your nesting partner. Um, that must have been incredibly difficult. So I don't envy you. I can't imagine. We, yeah, I can't imagine that's sad. I've had a nesting partner move away, and it just broke my heart, um, and still does. So. um, so let's touch on how we can avoid polysaturation because you don't be overly saturated. You don't want to hit the mark because you've got other people's feelings involved, right? At that point, you can't. You want to avoid it. You want to avoid not being able to nurture relationships because you have too many. Um, how do we prevent? How do we stop ourselves before we get to that point? And I just had something pop in my head that I saw once in. I'm in a bunch of different poly groups, of course, on Facebook and Reddit and Instagram and such. And there's people who practice what they call Pokemon poly. And they're like collectors. Exactly what it sounds like. And I may get shit for this. But it's like a gotta catch them all kind of thing. It's just like, let me see how many eggs I can put in my basket and make my basket overflow. And I highly suggest you do not play Pokemon Poly because people get hurt. If you're just in an open relationship or if you're swinging, then by all means, catch them all. Oh, it sounds like I'm talking about STIs there. By all means, catch all the people. Don't catch all the guys. Practice safer sex. But don't practice Pokemon Poly because just really ethically not sound. Um, like I said, people's feelings are involved, and you don't want. Or maybe you do. I don't know. Maybe you don't want to hurt people. So I feel like today is super boring, y'all. Like I feel like I am being stupid boring, and like I should do something fun and exciting, and this is not a fun topic. But it's a have to topic. I get that. Okay, so how do we prevent it? How do we stop it? We stretch. Um, we assess on a regular basis. We reassess and we touch base with on a regular basis. Um, we make sure that everybody is satisfied with expectations of the current relationships. Um, talk to your partners. A lot of times, your partner will be a good person to go. Can you really take on right now? Or is that are you going serious with that partner? Grayson's got another comment, and it's not going to let me put the whole damn thing up there, which I don't get. I wish there was a way I could scroll it or something. One of my relationships in Idaho is my queer platonic partner, and the two of us have been incredibly close for over half of my life. They've moved around a lot, but I always lived in the same place. And pre-pandemic, we were visiting each other quite frequently. It felt like I was ripping my heart in half and leaving some of it with them. It's hard to put into words, but I just had this intense gut feeling we needed to be here for my nesting partner's dad. Moving was my idea. I didn't want to, but I felt strongly that we need to. And you have to follow, you have to follow your heart on that, Grayson. But my heart does break for you, because it would be, I said I've had a partner move away, and it about killed me. But yeah, it was hard for sure. Robin, if you know how to put these longer up, let me know, because I hate that we can't. I would rather have a comment over my face on the screen so everybody can read it. Oh, right. Avoiding it. Yeah, you have to reassess. You have to check your calendar, man. You have to check with everyone involved. You've got kids, check with kids. Hey, am I meeting expectations? Am I, am I spending enough time with you? Do you need more time? Do you want more time? And you should be doing that on a regular basis anyway, checking in that everything is good, and that everybody is happy with the situationship you're in. So I highly recommend that anyway. So if you're doing that, you're pretty much avoid being oversaturated. I know some people that I know that don't like that like purely are not polysaturated because they all keep like a door open. You know what I mean? Like, they always, you know how you leave room for dessert? Like you've always got room. That's what they do. They leave room for dessert. just in case they walk into somebody and want to, you know, discover what the possibilities are there. So they always kind of leave a little space, which is cool. I am polysaturated. Um, I say that until I walk into somebody that I with when I can put my eyes on them and then I'll say, no, no, I have room. I can make room for one more. I can do it. And I can't do it. I know that about me. So that's polysaturation. It's not a fun topic that needs to be talked about, and that needs to be talked about with your partners. Um, it's a topic you need to think about on a regular basis and self-assess as to where you are with your saturation. Yeah, about what that looks like for you. I'm really curious as to what one's poly looks like. Because, like I said, they're all different, completely different. Um, a ton of long distance partners. I would say a ton of long distance partners would probably be pretty saturated too, because then you're having to travel to see them, and that's expensive. And then my wallet is empty if I'm too polysaturated with long distance partners. So, yes. Grayson says NRE can motivate people to make time, and we all know I am an NRE whore. So, yes. Yeah, I've made no bones about that. I am an NRE whore. I love it. And yeah, it's a weakness. It's a weakness of mine. I hate it. So, all right. So we have a few minutes left before we wrap up and get out of here. You all stick around for Robin's show because Robin's show is going to be way more fun than mine today because they're doing discipline, right? Yes, they're doing discipline. This is what kind of day it is, folks. This is my second one of these in coffee. I don't even know how many ounces it is. It doesn't tell me. A lot of ounces, but not enough. So I need more, and I will probably fill it up again. And I understand that is entirely too much coffee, and we all wonder why I have high blood pressure. Okay, so next week, I like the idea of the questions, the first questions that you get. So I want you all to message me your first questions that you get when people find out that you're poly. So we will call this coming out questions. And that way we can build almost an arsenal of answers for people who are coming out to relatives or friends or coworkers. And you get questions like, what about the kids? Or, how many partners do you need? Or don't you get jealous? Those kind of questions. Um, where does everybody sleep? I always like that one. So message me, comment wherever your opening up questions, your questions that you get from people, your ask questions. No, they're not all judgy. I had a friend that I used to work with uh, that I knew outside as well, and she was fully well aware that I was ethically non-monogamous, and she would hear a rumor in the office, and she would come straight to me and ask me, and I loved that because I could say that it didn't matter what salacious rumor you were hearing, that Mandy's life was actually way more fun. That the rumor wasn't near what it could have been. So I think that she wanted like the deeds. But the point is that she asked, and I appreciated that instead of like listening and spreading rumors and just reading the same stuff that everybody else is saying. I appreciated it. Ask me, hey, somebody said this. Is this what that looks like? Is this, you know, good friends. We're still friends. We don't work together anymore, and we're still very good friends. Yeah, I used to tell her all the time, thank you for asking the questions and not just listening to everyone else who doesn't know what they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. So, send me your questions. Sorry today was boring. I hope somebody got sick of it. We're gonna call this one a flop. We'll call this one the episode that the time is flopped. I don't remember how Friends the one where we flopped, the one where the subject flopped. That's what we call it. So yeah, next week we'll do questions. Coming out questions. I don't know how we're gonna phrase that. And hopefully I'll have my intro done, and I'll have my sponsor spots done. Hold your breath, because you all know me and you know that I probably won't. But I might have one day. I'll try. We'll see what we can come up with, right? I love you too, Robin. Like I said, everybody stick around for Robin's show because it's going to be way more entertaining than mine today. Talking about discipline, right, Robin? So check and Robin says she bet she can outflop me. Are we talking shows, or are we talking like diving in a swimming pool, or waterbed flops? My parents had a waterbed when I was a kid, and I used to waterbed. And it would sting so bad, but I'm an incredible masochist, so it didn't matter. I just liked the noise that it made when I flopped on it, and that it didn't move. The whole point was to like jump, land, so it didn't move. Because if it moved, then I landed all, one way or the other. Now I'm just so. Till next week. Love each other. Love your many loves. And oh, Robin said that she popped a waterbed doing that as a kid. You had to write lines like I will not jump on the waterbed again. Like Bart Simpson type of like. Is that what you mean by write lines? That's Canadian. I don't know what that means. Is that what that means, folks? So, oh, yep. She had to write, I will not jump on the waterbed. Yeah, we don't do that so much here. Right lines. I mean, I guess we did. I don't know. Grayson's parents also had a waterbed. Love that damn thing, but mom did it. Oh, waterbed. What happened to waterbeds? Does anybody ever have? Does anybody have waterbeds still? Um, I know I can go longer, but I'm not gonna because I'm boring you people. Topic waterbed. Sex on water. That I don't understand. I've never had sex on a waterbed. I feel like it would not be good. Yeah, I feel like that could have been a part of our probably poly episode of overrated. Like sex on a waterbed is just not advised. I think I am super clumsy. If you know me at all, I'm stupid clumsy, and I would fall off. I would. You'd have to get like one of the waveless ones. Like my parents was not waveless. It was just the bag of water. Like, yeah. So you would have to get like a waveless one to fuck. I don't know. That's a good research question. If you've ever had sex on a waterbed, I want to know how you do it because scientifically it just seems hard, really hard. Oh, Robin says sex on memory foam is that like it. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. It doesn't sound. It doesn't sound nice at all. Robin has done a show of like fun places to have sex. Maybe we could do a show about unique and fun places or ways of sex, you know, because we have multiple partners and we need multiple places to have sex. That's how I equate it to ethical non. Somehow everything goes with it, right? Until next week, you all, I love you. Love your many loves. And I will see you then. Tune into Robin's show. Check out Probably Polly. And I will see you next week.